Look at this beauty. Beneath a layer of green patina, you can see the glares of shiny, glass-like surface. This ancient artifact looks as if it was made of obsidian, which is a dark volcanic glass. But it is in fact made of pure bronze, which has retained its incredible polished perfection for 3000 years. Sometimes when you take an artifact in your hand, you become immediately aware that it is a work of very skilled craftsman, a master bladesmith. This Bronze Age dagger makes such an impression. It is polished and refined to perfection. The blade has retained its shine and luster, in spite of being over 3000 years old. Why did ancient master swordsmith put so much effort into refining this blade? Was it meant for a high-status person? Perhaps a member of Babylonian royal family? Or a Mycenaean ruler? The dark green and dark grey to almost black surface under the green patina indicates that this blade has been in contact with sulfur, perhaps coming from a nearby volcanic eruption. This special layer of chalcocite patina created a shiny mineral crust on the surface of the polished metal, encapsulating it in a protective shield for millennia. Around 1600 BCE, a colossal volcanic eruption destroyed the island of Santorini, which was then named Thera, and brought the end to Minoan civilization on Crete. Also affected the Mycenaean civilization in the Helladic Greece. The impact of the Thera eruption on Santorini has been felt all over the ancient world, and that would explain the dark chalcocite patina, which contains sulfur. Such dark grey to black patina with a metallic or vitreous luster is formed from copper reacting with sulfur over time. Under microscope, we can see that the vitreous, meaning glass-like patina, is under the thick layer of mineral green and blue patina. This means that the contact with sulfur compounds must have taken place before the later green patina formed over the thousands of years that followed the eruption. The total length of this blade, together with its handle, was over 40 centimeters or 16 inches long. Here we can see the shape of the hilt that was rounded and was probably quite intricate. On the other side of the blade also the round shape of the hilt handle can be seen. There are a few similar swords with its handles still intact for comparison, and they are usually made of, the handles are made of gold or sometimes of ivory or bone. We can also see a round circle scratched on the surface where the ancient blacksmith mounted the handle, and a single rivet hole that allowed for mounting of the handle and hilt with a single pin made of bronze. The shape of the blade corresponds to Mycenaean swords and daggers, especially when we take into account that the shape of the hilt guard might have been very elaborate and intricate. A very strong pronounced ridge or midrib runs along the blade, and both sides of the blade running up to the ridge have a slightly concave profile. Overall, the blade makes a very refined and elegant impression. Again, we can see a rivet hole in quite a short tongue and a very symmetrical polished surface of the blade. As mentioned before, the length was over 40 centimeters or 16 inches long, which means that it was slightly shorter than a cubit and thus would probably not be categorized as a short sword, but rather as a large battle dagger or an auxiliary weapon of that kind. The second smaller weapon is a dagger with a very similar shape of the midrib and of the blade, also with a single rivet hole. If you enjoy this type of videos about Bronze Age curiosities, please leave a like and a comment. I will read all of them with great interest.